Alright, it's John here again, and getting back to some more 4Clojure problems. We did the first 10 problems, now we're moving on to starting with problem 11. Alright, here we go. When operating on a map, the conj function returns a new map with one or more key value pairs added. Okay, so we're going to do conj onto the collection, which is a hash map A1, and then we put in a blank, and then it's also going to do the vector C3. So it's going to put C3 in there and B2. So we can just make it a map that'll be conched on there. So a map with keyword B mapped to the value 2. Okay, we got that one right. So next, intro to sequences. Okay, all Clojure collections support sequencing. You can operate on sequences with functions like first, second, and last. So the first of the list 3, 2, 1 will be 3. The second of the vector 2, 3, 4 will be 3. And the last of the list 1, 2, 3 will also be 3. Okay. Alright, good, we got that one right. Now let's go to sequences rest. Alright, the rest function will return all the items of a sequence except the first. So we're going to get the rest of 10, 20, 30, 40. So the rest of that would be 20, 30, 40. We're just going to take 10 off and take the first one off and give the rest. So 20, 30, 40. Okay, on we go to intro to functions. Clojure has many different ways to create functions. Okay, so here we have an anonymous function. Sorry, we have the function called add5. It doesn't really get assigned to a var or anything, so it's just add5 is used here, and it's just going to drop out. So the definition is we take the argument x, we add 5 to x, and then return that sum. Okay, so we define the function with this block, and then we're actually going to call it with these other parentheses here. This is where we define it through there, and then we're going to call it with this next set with the argument 3. Okay, so when we add 5 to 3, then we get 8. Okay, next we have an anonymous function. See, there's no add 5 here, there's no name given. So it's just function, argument x, 5 plus x, 3, so there we're going to get 8. Okay, and here is a macro that is basically shorthand for this function. Feature, and so basically this says, hey, make me an anonymous function that's going to do plus, and then percentage sign is going to be the first argument to the function. So in place of x, we just have the percent sign. So define the function, add argument to 5, call it with the parameter 3, that gives you 8. And here we say partial plus 5, so that just says give me the function that's going to be with the body plus 5 parameter. Okay, and that I will create that function, and then we'll call it with the argument 3, and that'll give us 8 as well. Alright, so all those are correct. So moving down to double down. Okay, write a function which doubles a number. Okay, so we're going to put a function here which is going to be called with the argument 2 and needs to return 4. So here 3, 6, 11, 22, 7, 14. So we can do function double argument x, and we will take that argument and multiply it by 2. Okay, declare a function double argument x, multiply x by 2. Alright, we got that one right, so let's move on to hello world. Okay, write a function which returns a personalized greeting. So we basically want to concatenate hello, comma, space, and then that name. So let's see. This time we'll use the macro that creates a function, and all we're going to do is call the string function, and there we can give it hello. We can give it a comma, and then a space, and then it's going to concatenate the parameter on there. We don't really need to break all that up, right? We could just make that be one string. Let's just sort of illustrate. So here we go. So string hello space and then parameter. Oh, and then at the end we need an exclamation mark. So we can try that. So there we go. Hello, comma, space, name comes into here, and then exclamation mark. So let's try that out. Okay, we got that one right. Let's move on to map. Okay, the map function takes two arguments, a function and a sequence. Map returns a new sequence consisting of the result of applying f to each item of s. Do not confuse the map function with the map data structure. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing because here when we call map as a function, it's different than the data structure map. So map here is unfortunately a very important concept, both the data structure and the function, and that name is overloaded, unfortunately. But that's just how it is. So we are going to map the function of add 5 to something across this collection. So you can imagine that we're just going to take every piece of this collection or sequence and pass it into this map function one at a time, and then return the result of that. Okay, so we're going to get a new list that will be 6, 7, and 8. Alright, we got that one right. So let's move on to sequences filter. Okay, filter says we're going to take two arguments, a predicate function f. So this is our predicate function, so it needs to return true or false, and it will return true if our input argument is greater than 5. Okay, so we need a predicate function and a sequence s. Filter returns a new sequence consisting of all the items for which f item returns true. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is all these are going to be passed in one by one to this filter function, and what comes out of the function is what is true here. So 3 is not greater, 4 is not greater, 5 is not greater than 5, 6 is greater than 5, and 7 is greater than 5. So out comes the list 6 and 7. Alright, we got that one right. Moving on, last element. Okay, write a function which returns the last element in a sequence. Okay, so we have this whole sequence. So there is a function called reverse that we can use, which will reverse the list, and then we can call first on that. That's probably the easiest way because it says we can't just call last. So let's do this. We'll write our function, call it my last. It's going to take in the sequence, and what we'll do is we'll reverse the sequence, and then we'll take the first of that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, opening parentheses, and then 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that looks like it should work. Okay, good. So we learned about, we know about the first already. Now we reversed the sequence and then took the first off. So that's the one way to do last. So moving on to problem 20. write a function which returns the last, oops, let's see, got that one. Alright, now try the penultimate. Alright, write a function which returns the second to last sequence. Okay, well, that's okay. We can do as a function, let's just do it anonymous this time. And we will do, what we're going to do is we're going to take the first of the rest of the reversed input. Let's see. First of the rest of the reversed input. All right, great. Thank you for watching.